Hey guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to learn if women really care about height. Well, at least we hope we're going to learn that because we're going to be asking 7 of them. Or rather, we're going to be watching Courtney Ryan ask 7 of them what their thoughts are on height. If they lie to another woman, it's pretty bad, isn't it? I guess it's on YouTube, so they could just be lying out of their ass.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
I am 5'7".
5'3".
I am about 5'10" and a half.
I'm 5 foot. So I'm 5'2" and a half if you want to be specific, but 5'2".
I am 5 foot on a good day.
Would you date a guy who is shorter than you?
Yeah, I have actually.
Oh, really? Okay, that was my next question. Have you ever dated a guy who's shorter than you?
I have. He'll argue that he wasn't, but he was definitely like an inch shorter than me.
Oh my god. That's the same thing with my ex. She always used to be like, oh, we're the same height. I'm like, no, we've measured each other. You're 5'10", I'm 5'11". And she still didn't want to wear heels. I can only wear flats. I was like, seriously, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Go ahead, wear heels. But she's the one who felt all weird about it.
So he was like 5'6"?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you date a guy who was shorter than you?
Yeah.
Have you ever?
I don't think I've actually gone on a date with someone shorter. I've gone on a date with someone who was probably 5'4", 5'5". Now that I'm thinking about it.
So just like maybe a little bit taller than you?
Yeah.
Probably not because I'm already pretty short.
Yeah, there's only 2% of men who are 5'3", so.
Yeah. So, yeah, probably not.
Have you ever dated a guy who's shorter than you?
I've never met a guy that's shorter than me. I have yet to. I mean, it's possible, but in the Cleveland dating pool, I have not met a guy that's shorter than me.
Absolutely not.
Have you ever?
No.
That would be pretty hard to find. I have not met anyone that is,
Okay.
but you know what? I am open to the idea. You never know until you try.
You've never dated a guy who's shorter than you then?
No.
Okay.
I've never, to be honest, I truly don't think I've ever met somebody shorter than me. I have met a guy the same height as me, but not shorter.
Okay. Yeah, only 2% of men are 5'3" or below, so it's very rare.
It's so rare that that wouldn't even happen, but I mean, I wouldn't be against it, all right? I really wouldn't.
I would, but I'm trying to make it a goal not to. I've been having a lot of trouble with that in general.
Oh.
Yeah, you're 5'10" and a half, so that explains it.
I dated 2 guys who were shorter than me, 2 guys who were taller than me, and I tend to get along better with guys who are taller than me.
That does not correlate. It does not correlate. You can't be like, they were taller, so I got along better with them. What are you? Give me the strength, baby Jesus, take the wheel. Come on, that doesn't correlate. Because they were taller, they had better personalities. And that's why we got along. Short guys have shitty personalities. Like, I feel like that's what she just said. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, that's interesting because my next question for you was going to be, have you ever dated a guy who's shorter than you? And since you just said that, I would love to know like the differences between the two. Like how,
yeah.
Why did you prefer the tall guys more?
Yeah, so I think it just comes with, what you prefer as a relationship dynamic. For me, I tend to be a very dominant person, but I also want someone who is equally as driven.
So she's the problem. She's the problem. She wants to be dominant over you, and then she feels weird when you're shorter than her because you can't boss her around, which is weird because how she presents herself here in this video and the other video, she's actually seems very nice and like very calm. She seems to be saying she's like some dominant woman. All I am doing right now is picturing those shitty situations I had in my own life with a dominant woman, and I'm just like, oh, please, Lord. No, please, Lord, take her away. Take her away now, Lord. Take her away.
Wants to impress in life. And so when I find guys who are shorter than me, a lot of times they find me very intimidating. And so...
Why? Are you acting like mean and yelling at them and behaving like a douchebag? Like, if you're being a nice person, why would they be intimidated? If you're just having a disagreement, you're like, where do you want to go for dinner? I want to go to Swiss Chalet. No, I want to go to the Keg. Okay, fine. You have a disagreement. They're not going to be intimidated unless you're like, no, we're not doing this. And you're being like the masculine presence in the relationship. Maybe you should try being a little more feminine and gentle, the beautiful feminine energy that women have. You know what? All these women, amazing woman who's on YouTube. I freaking love this woman. I'm gonna link her channel. You guys need to go check her out and thumbs her up, push her forward, because the more views and things that she gets, the more women that are going to watch her stuff. Ultimately, it's going to benefit us in the end.
When I dated shorter men than me, our dynamic was very odd, and it ended up causing a lot of strain in our relationship.
Do you think it was maybe more of like an insecurity than an intimidation thing?
Thank you, Courtney.
A little bit. I really hate to use the word, but I think that the best way to describe it is that it felt very emasculating to be with a woman who had, bigger physical stature than you, who...
It's not emasculating. It is not emasculating if you are being a nice, feminine, submissive partner. If you're just being there, being all nice, why would they feel emasculated? If you're like this supportive, caring partner, it's only when you're being a douche and you're being very masculine and trying to take things over or trying to control shit, that's when it would be intimidating. Because now it just feels like, oh, there's this bigger person saying something to me. Like, it's going to add a dynamic. Not a height problem. This is a you problem. You don't know how to be with a man and be submissive. And so you require a tall guy, because then you feel like you're submissive because he's taller than you and bigger than you, put you in your place. But why does he need to do that? It's not his responsibility to put you in your place. He shouldn't have to do that. You should just be working together as a couple.
Made a little more money than you, who was a little more outgoing than you, and so it was.
So you think that the guy cared more about those things than you did, and then it kind of maybe bled into the relationship a little bit of the way you interacted with each other, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really great way to describe how our relationships were affected.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't care about it as much, but it affected you because of the way that they cared about it.
Exactly. And so now it's something that I do care about more, specifically because of my experience in the past.
I know she's trying to put this, like literally what she's done is she's taken all the blame of the situation and put it on the guy. That's what she's done. She said, short guys can't handle it. She took no accountability for anything. That's it, guys. That's what we need to do. Just take no accountability. That's how you get ahead in life.
So do you think it's just the men that you dated that had those traits, or like the tall guys that you dated, did you not have that experience at all with them? Or do you think that's just your maybe unlucky experience dating the short kings?
That's a fantastic question. I think it could go either way. It very well could be specifically the men that I have dated. With that in mind, I know I used the word intimidation before, and it wasn't quite the right word, but to kind of call back to that, even with the men that are taller, I'm still a bit of an intimidating person. So unless they are quite outgoing and everything like that, we still had there was similarities in the dynamic, but they still had that I am the more, because I'm taller, I am still like very masculine in this relationship. I am still contributing very much in this way.
Putting it all on being taller. She's like everything taller. But the key point she said there is she's just very masculine in the relationship. That's it. You're being masculine in a relationship, like I said before, and then you're dealing with a guy who's shorter, who then you feel awkward about it because you're taller. He feels a little bit awkward about it because he feels like he has to step up a bit more because he's shorter. And then he has his woman bossing him around or whatever you're doing.
What is the shortest guy that you would want to date?
Probably like 2 inches shorter. Like I could do 5'5", but probably not shorter than that.
Ideally, probably like my height. So like 5'2", 5'3" range.
Gonna throw another wrench into the plan. I have dated
6'2" and up.
somebody who was 5'7". I think now the shortest I would date would be 5'9", and that's kind of pushing it.
I don't believe her. She just sounds like she just threw it out there. She's like, it just sounds like I don't actually want to date somebody who's 5'9". But because I'm on a YouTube show, I'm actually going to say this, even though if a 5'9" guy came up to me and was like, hey, do you want to date? I would just say no. Like, it's just, it sounds so fake.
Probably 5'8", 5'7", 5'8", as long as I'm not taller than them when I'm wearing heels.
I guess my height.
5'3".
Yeah. Well, ideally, I would like to date someone probably at least 5'6" or taller, because then I could wear my tallest heels with them. But since I am so short, it's as long as you're a couple inches taller than me. As long as we're not eye level, I'm good.
She doesn't want to be able to look at your eyes, guys. She doesn't. No eye contact in this place. She wants to always be like this. Just looking up.
My entire life I thought lighting is everything. Find your light. I didn't believe them. But look at this. Take a good hard look at this disgusting creature. Who is she? Wow.
That's why we need tall men, because when they look down at us, we'll look more beautiful. It's not like they'll already think we're beautiful and like us.
I feel like I'm taller than a lot of people when I wear heels, so no.
I do.
They all just say heels. Everybody's like heels, 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 heels. Heels are something you put on and then you take off. I don't know. It's like if I wear a hat, I'm like, well, I need someone who's taller than me. That doesn't make sense, does it? If I wear a hat, I don't know. It just feels like it's a clothing thing. Like, should it really be such an issue? God, we got to go back to platform shoes, boys. That's it. Those 4-inch platform shoes. Bring the 70s back.
Usually, so when I'm on dating apps or when I'm meeting new people and things like that, I usually look for someone who's around 6'3" because I wear heels almost every day.
What did I say earlier, guys? What did I say? I made a joke. I was like, 6'2". She says, frickin' 6'3". She's 5'10" and a half.
Regardless of my big stature. And so for me, I tend to fall around 6'1", 6'2" on a regular basis.
Yeah, which basically means she's looking for somebody in like the top, what is it? Few percent of men. It's like 2-3% or some bullshit.
No, not really.
It wouldn't bother me. If anything, I would probably have too much fun with that and get a little bit of my little man syndrome would come out and have my little power trip there. Not really, but
Yeah, it would make me uncomfortable because I'm already so little.
No? It would be a problem if he was insecure about it. That would be a problem. If I'm wearing heels and I'm having a good time and he can't like get over himself and gas me up, that's the problem.
Oh God, I don't like this woman at all. I don't know, man. I wonder if you guys all share my disdain for this woman. Oh my God, she's so annoying. Every time she comes on the screen, I'm just like, oh no. My brain's just melting.
Him being short is not the problem. Him being insecure is the problem.
I think a lot of girls, they're hesitant, like they're hesitant to date the shorter guys because they've had the experience with the shorter guy who has like made them feel bad about being taller than them. Or at least I know that was my personal experience. Like I dated a guy who was 5'5", showed up to homecoming, all he said was, "You're so tall," because I was taller than him.
Because he's insecure.
Yeah, and that was where it became an issue. Like I didn't care, but he cared so much that it like trickled into the relationship.
I love that. The first thing you say to her, "Oh my God, you're so tall," as you're staring up. Oh shit. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the average height for a male in the United States is?
5'6".
I think I've looked this up before, like in college for a study, and I want to say it's like 5'8", maybe 5'9".
5'6"?
5'8", 5'7", 5'8".
5'9"?
I think it's 5'9".
Probably 5'9".
Yep, right on the money. Every girl's getting it. 5'9". And what do you think is the percentage of men that are over 6
job,
feet
girls.
in the United States?
I'm gonna go like 12 to 15.
Yeah, 14.5.
Okay.
So pretty close there.
40? 30.
14.5.
Really?
There's a lot more short kings than people realize.
That's a tough one.
Wait, what classifies as a short king? Someone below 5'9"? Like below the average is a short king? It's a good question. Somebody answer this. Answer the comment below. I don't know what it is.
Probably not a lot. Maybe like 70%.
We told you the average was 5'9" or whatever she said. So how could 6 feet be 70%? Do you not know math? Oh my God. Clearly the answer is no. I don't know why I expected anything.
14%.
Okay.
Not a lot. 70%.
70%. Like at least half of them. Oh God. I don't know. 30%?
It's 14.5.
Wow, that was a lot. Okay, yeah. It makes sense.
The ones that are actually over 6 feet, or the ones that say they're over 6 feet?
We'll go with actually
Oh my God. Come on,
6 feet.
Sammy.
I'm gonna say that's probably a pretty small percentage. I'm going to guess
10.
25%.
It's actually 14.5, so even smaller than you thought.
Probably 2%.
It's actually 14%. 14.5.
Off.
That's in.
She's always so surprised when she doesn't get the answer. I feel like she just, like I said before in the video, guys, she literally just goes down these rabbit holes and likes to determine the answer to everything. So now when she gets something wrong, she's just like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm talking about. Now you know what it feels like to be me. I never know what I'm talking about.
In the United States.
In the United States. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you're 5'10". You're in the top, you're in the 99th percentile for women. So.
What? How tall is the tallest woman? I feel like a lot of black women are tall. It's those genes. I don't know. I feel like black people in general are taller. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like that. I sound like a woman right now. I feel, huh?
For looking at a man, 6'4", 6'3" is around the same percentile as you. So it's not really crazy what you're asking for, to be honest. Given
Except men generally don't care about a woman's height. That's not what's important to them.
your height. I mean, it is, because the statistic, there's not that many of them. But if anybody's justified, it's you.
Yeah, I feel like it,
Courtney, don't tell her that. Literally, she's gonna sit there and then go into this whole freaking spiral now like, well, Courtney said I'm justified. She has reinforced my thought. Beyond the fact that she's looking for a tall guy now, he's gonna have to make a certain amount of money, have a certain personality, have a certain status, they're gonna have to connect on a certain wavelength, blah. He also apparently needs to be a plumber. That was from the previous video, guys, if you didn't watch it. She said she's lacking plumbing skills, so the guy was like a plumber and he was handy, it would be beneficial. I just feel like you're setting her up not for success. But hey, I mean, there's a 1% chance she could get it. 1%. It could be her. She could be the one.
it makes sense when you look at it that way, but if we're looking at kind of overlapping, in the sense of is this 1% gonna find that 2%? It's not always as easy, but it makes sense in the back of my mind.
Yeah, because do you know these tall men, all the freaking women want them just because they're tall? I say all, but most women, they're like, I want a tall guy. They love tall men. So they got tons of women to pick from. So now your competition is insane. But if you go for a shorter guy, you're going to have less competition. And then you can probably get all your other criterias in as well. That's all I'm saying.
So
Right.
we can always be hopeful.
Would you say height's a deal breaker for you?
I would say so. Okay. As long as they're not shorter than me, I don't really care too much. Because I've dated, my ex was 5'7", and it really didn't bother me at all. It actually wasn't even a factor when I...
It wasn't even a factor. I've dated lots of men, and it wasn't even a factor. If they were short, I just liked them all around. But height is kind of an issue for me.
I met him because I'm so short. You know what I mean? He was still significantly taller than me, with heels, without heels. So
Okay, so as long as he's taller than you, you really don't care.
yeah, no.
I'll be really honest. I think when I was younger, in college, late, 18, 19, and then into college, yeah, I would say I was a big judger of height. I only wanted a guy who was 6'2" or taller. But I'm pretty tall. So in my mind at that age, I was okay, if you're not that tall, then I'm, not interested. As I've gotten older, and I think this holds true for a lot of women, you kind of realize that there are a lot more important things than how tall your partner is.
Girl, how dare you say that? The only thing that's important is height. Yes, queen.
Values, alignment in those areas.
Forget all that. It's all about money, height, and looks. Haven't you read the black pill and the red pill and the white pill And the green pill, I don't know if there's a green pill, but there's a pill for each one of these things.
So it doesn't weigh as heavily now as it might have when I was younger.
Got it. So you get older, you realize what's really important.
Yeah.
You look back at all the short kings you rejected, and you're like, well...
Yeah, I'm like, dang it, one of those could have been the one.
Yes, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The prime example of a mature bird who's realized that when they were younger, they have thrown away previous mates, discarded them like playthings, only to realize, as they're aging and the cats begin to fill their nest, they're still eggless. No little birdie shall be hatched. That was really overly dramatic.
No, not at all.
No.
One of my best friends is in like a very solid relationship, and she's the tall one, and supposedly, I guess I don't have proof, but she claims they have a great sex life, so that has dispelled all concerns for me.
Apparently short guys have really big ding-dongs. I don't know. I just heard this. I don't know. I mean, the height had to go somewhere. Like, they were supposed to be 5'11", and then the extra, like, 5-6 inches just went down there. I don't know.
No, and I've said, you know, multiple times to multiple people, height is very, very important to me. However, I will take the shorter guy if he has more desirable characteristics.
Okay.
Very smart of you. She wants a plumber, guys. Come on. We all know it.
Because there's a lot of more important things in the world.
Nah, doesn't really faze me, to be honest.
No. I would say
The short women are like, whatever.
who you are as a person is a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, height isn't really that relevant, and I think our society places too much emphasis on the height factor when really I think that that's more of a nice to have on a list and shouldn't really be a main factor of saying yes or no to someone just based on their height. I think that when you have such a hard stop on height, then you're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities just because you're stuck on a very superficial factor of something.
Okay, now I agree with what she is saying, and I won't make a funny joke right now. Okay, I'm gonna be serious. She's right. There's so many other factors, but the problem is, in people's mindsets, they're like, well, here are all the things that make up this person, right? Like there's like whatever, 20, 30, 50 things, whatever it is. 10 of them I don't like, 20 of them I do like, and then he's short. And then you just think to yourself, well, I can do better than this. This is only like 66%. So then you were like, oh, you try to like, it adds like into the negative factor that he's shorter. That's what it is. So it's not that you're only making the decision based on tall and short. When you boil everything down, like it goes into the negative column, at least for these taller women or whatever, like these women who have these thoughts. It will always be something that might be held against them, which is effed up. It's not your fault. You were just born that way.
Why do you think girls want to date a guy who is tall? Like, what is it about it?
That's a really good question. I think I can speak probably for myself mostly. I think when I was younger, I felt insecure and just like a giant when I was with a guy or talking, basically with a guy that was shorter than me. I don't want to like call out my friends that are shorter than me. I didn't feel like that with them. But when I would go on a date with a guy that was shorter than me, it almost made me feel like the masculine one in the group or in the relationship. I know that sounds odd, but you just feel like bigger. And so it kind of made me feel really insecure. And I know that's I don't want to use the word shallow, but looking back, it was like a shallow reason to kind of push them aside.
She seems like a really sweet person. I don't know if it's just because she's on camera, but she seems really, really sweet. And she's being very honest. And I appreciate that.
But it really did make me feel uncomfortable and insecure.
So it was your own insecurity that was causing you to then project that into your dating life.
Exactly.
And who you were choosing.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the guys. It was definitely an internal feeling for me.
In some ways, it can be both, right? The guy can also feel insecure. It's not just the woman. The woman can feel insecure as well. But I have heard this from other women that if the man is taller, it makes them feel more feminine, which is the reverse of what she said, right? She said she felt more masculine when the guy was shorter. It's just a thing, like women want to feel they're the more feminine ones because I guess they do so many masculine things in our world today. At least that's my thought on it right now. What do you guys think? Is that why they're looking for taller men? Is because they do so much masculine stuff. Like they go to work, they make money. They're like, I'm already making more than you. I'm already more educated than you on average, right? And now I'm also taller than you. It's like, can I please have something where I can feel like a woman, feel feminine?
So being with a taller guy made you feel more small and more feminine. You know, a lot of girls want to feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think for me, safety is not necessarily a factor. I know it would be for a lot of women, but again, being someone who is big and who is played.
She will beat the shit out of you. That's what she's saying right now. Safety ain't a factor. You see these fists? You see these fists? That's what I'm saying, man. The simple fact she says this, and I know I just exaggerated the shit out of it, but literally, you know those men felt that way because that's how she presents herself, where she's just like, you mess with me, I'm gonna crack your skull, boy.
In a lot of sports and things like that, I can pretty much take care of myself in that sense. But there is something, being somebody who, again, thrown the word out there a couple times, is very dominant in natural life. It's nice to not be the dominant person anymore. And a lot of times that does, again, come with the larger stature and a man. So being taller makes me feel like a normal sized human.
See? She just said it, and she didn't, like, she spoke it, but she didn't realize what she said, which was, hey, I just want to feel like the more feminine one, but she didn't realize that she's the one who controls that. She's the one who controls if she feels the more feminine, if she lets go of the masculine side and lets the man do that. She controls that. The man shouldn't have to, like, bash down her doors to make her feel feminine. She's the one who controls this. Guys, everybody go to this other woman's YouTube page. She is the bomb.com, and she would so help this woman right now. No joke.
I don't want short kids. I mean, if I have like a little boy, I don't want him, like, I mean, that's saying if we were to have a family, if we, you know, that's what everyone thinks that they're going to, but I just don't want a short little boy. I mean, a short little girl, that's fine. You need to be able to reach things that I can't reach.
So if you're short, I'm not gonna date you, because I don't want to have short little boys or short little girls. Or we're just not gonna have kids. I don't know. Just use you for other things. Oh, and you can't even get things off the top shelf for me. How am I supposed to reach it? Get a fucking stool.
First of all, girls are always, not just girls, a lot of people are just shat on for being bigger. Women specifically are shat on for being bigger. And so we like feeling small. We like feeling like we can be cute and little. And so I think it's harder for us to be confident about ourselves when we're constantly feeling big and like monstrous.
Yeah, so if you're taller than a guy, kind of projects that insecurity onto it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't take this woman. Oh my god. Okay. Whew. Okay, I freshened myself up. I can do this.
It invites an insecurity. And I think I know that like I have a lot of friends who might care about height and like size. I don't care about it as much, I think, because I have such a big personality. I take up a lot of space no matter what, that it's like I had to get over the fear of me being too big for my own britches pretty early, I would say. So I don't think about that too much, I guess.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I see the...
Who is that woman? Oh my god. Oh my god, who is she? I feel like she's a caricature of herself.
appeal, because maybe, obviously making assumptions again, but like taller men are maybe more like, oh, he's tall, he can protect me, I feel safe. It's like a comfort thing maybe.
Because it's attractive and it's more masculine to me, I don't want to feel like I'm wearing the pants when it comes to like when you look at a couple physically. You know, I have a...
She doesn't want to feel like she's wearing his joggers? If she can fit into his joggers, there's an issue.
strong personality. I want a guy that is more masculine than my masculinity, because every female is we have a little bit of masculine, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you have that factor where they're a little taller than you, you know, they can like kind of hug you and you're still like, you know, your shoulders don't match.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you don't want to be looking down on someone.
No.
Right?
Your shoulders don't match. Like, this is so specific. Your shoulders don't match. Oh my God.
Like we said earlier in the last video, I know other people didn't watch that, so they might not have heard, but it makes you feel kind of more feminine too sometimes if a guy is taller than you.
Yes, it does. I think it comes down to a lot of factors. I mean, we all have our lizard brain, and I think that's something where we're also having this pushed on us too, of you want to have someone bigger than you who can protect you, who can, you know, save you essentially. And I think that we've had these Disney standards pushed on us our whole lives, that image is stuck in your head of, I need to find a tall guy, when that's just a nice to have. And
I love how she's like, well, a tall man, you know, is gonna be more protect you and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, when he gets knocked out and he falls over, there's more chance he's gonna fall on the guy that hit him. Maybe just take him with him, you know?
You know, you're gonna, what is 14% of men are that type or that height? And so I think that, I don't know, I just lost my train of thought.
No, but that was a great answer. I think you're absolutely right. When something is emphasized to you that it is so important, when you see it all the time on social media or in Disney stuff, like you've said before, like it's always the tall guy and the short girl. It makes girls want that more, I think.
But then also people rag on the shorter guys too for just being shorter, and I think having social media and just seeing this, it's just pushed in your face all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently they're angry leprechauns. Whoever the hell made that up. Wheat waffles. Sorry, he said that in one of my other videos.
And I think you see the negative sides of that pushed in your face even more. And so it's just a perfect storm, really, of a lose-lose, I think, in that situation. And I think that because social media is so elevated and you just see a very small percentile of what these expectations are lived up to be. And also people could be lying too. So I think that it's just a bunch of smoke and mirrors, and we're all buying into it, unfortunately.
Yep. So if it was your dream guy in every way except for his height, it's not a deal breaker for you, you would date him?
Yeah.
Okay.
You never find somebody like that. You will never find somebody who's your dream partner in every single way. There'll always be something that you don't like. You just learn to accept it.
Up to 5'5".
Yeah, I say that, but like I don't know if he ends up being 5'4" and he's literally perfect for me, then I would hope that I wouldn't close that door, you know.
And how tall is your boyfriend now?
He is 6 foot.
Way to play into that. Good job.
So if it was your dream guy in every way except for his height, you don't even care, you would date him?
No, exactly.
We're gonna compromise.
Okay. So there's other things that are more important to you
than height.
Got it. Okay. What other attributes do you care more about that would like totally outrank height?
Totally outrank height? So many. Sense of humor, huge one. I've also heard, this is just me hearing things now, but I've heard that when women say they like a sense of humor, they like a man that can make them laugh. And when men say they like a sense of humor, they mean they like women who laugh at their jokes.
I have also heard that.
That's insane to me because that's looking for two completely different things.
Yeah.
What? A man A man is looking for a woman who laughs at his jokes, and a woman is looking finds a man funny when he can make her laugh. I'm saying this weird. So a man is looking for a woman who laughs at his jokes, and a woman is looking for a man who makes her laugh. It's different because, why? The man, if she's laughing at his jokes, is she fake laughing? Or is she really laughing at his jokes? If we want them to really laugh, not fake laugh, so if they're really laughing at your jokes, then you're good. Because that satisfies the man, and it satisfies the woman because she's laughing. So what are you talking about? They're not different. Why are you fake laughing at a man's joke? That's what it sounds like you're saying.
But it's ironic because I'd be looking for the same thing. I'm looking for a guy who can make me laugh, and he's probably looking, but I'm fucking funny. I need a guy who can admit that I'm funny. So sense of humor, big one. Emotional intelligence, huge, very difficult to find. But when I meet a man who's emotionally intelligent, oh my God, it doesn't matter what you look like. You just became so attractive in my book.
Yeah, I think personality and even just like the way you communicate matters so much more to women. You want to have some level of attraction, but I do think it can boost a guy 3-4 points.
If he's a good tipper.
What? If he's a good tipper, what is she, a waitress? Trick question. She's actually a stripper. You should have got that on the first time, Sean.
Like, if you're like out for drinks and he's being like assertive, like I don't even want to see the bill type thing. Things like for me aren't really about money. It's about like how you take charge of the situation.
Okay.
What you're supposed to do is open up the bill, look at all the items, and then start disputing the charges. Waiter, she didn't actually eat all her salad. That half it went back, so we should only be paying half price for this? Yeah, okay, go correct that. I'm saving that $2.
So being more like dominant or confident in other areas
Yes.
to make up for the fact that you're a little bit shorter.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll say that they all kind of fall even for me. However, if there are more things going for them that are all at the same level, it kind of outweighs the height. And so a really big thing for me is somebody who is very empathetic. I think there aren't enough empaths in the world anymore. Being able to communicate well is really important. Communication relationship is something that you hear time and time again, and there's a reason for that. And then this one does fall slightly lower because, again, I'm fine for myself, but I think somebody who has drive, and usually a good indicator of that is what they make or what they're aiming to make down the road.
I just feel like she gave a list of like what she wants, like what, obviously, Jesus gave a list of what she wants. So that's the point of making a list. No, but like what she wants to be herself. Is that how we look for partners? What we ourselves want to be, we look for in a partner? Shit, did I just crack open a secret code? Oh.
You know, doesn't necessarily have to be realistic for them, but if they are saying, you know what, this is what I want to do with my life, this is where I want to be, this is, you know, the path that I want to take, I have some sort of dream, to me, that's really, really important as well.
Okay, so, and clearly you've dated guys who are shorter, and I'm sure that they had a lot of those characteristics that outweighed the height, and it was something you could overlook because of the other positive traits that they had.
Yeah, and I think when you say that, I'm specifically recalling some of my relationships. Something else that was really important for me, and I think that we talked about this earlier, was them being outgoing. I am an extroverted introvert, so I get along well with people when I go out socially, things like that. But when I recharge my battery, I do it alone. So I want someone that brings me into new experiences that I've never had before and encourages me to try new things.
Right, and that could be a short king, you never know.
Exactly.
I need somebody that's loyal
then.
and a provider. Like, we can both be the providers, but I need you to, like I said earlier, you need to be able to match me. Very loyal and just fun. Down to do new things, always vacationing, just doing fun things.
She doesn't seem like a fun person. Do you guys get that vibe? I don't know, like when I see her in these videos, I'm like, she just seems like a very, okay, this is how it is, this is what we're doing, like very bland. But then she talks about like fun, I want to have fun. Maybe that's what she wants to have fun, because she's bland.
Having a fun lifestyle.
For
Like
me,
spaghetti, no
personally,
sauce.
it's emotional intelligence and availability. That is something that, in just my own personal experiences with being in relationships, I haven't really dated a lot of men who were able to really get my emotion or like understand emotion. And I'm a very emotional person. And I don't want to rely on somebody in that way, but I need to be with somebody who can at least understand what I'm going through and is able to talk to me about my emotions and theirs. You know, I can't be like guessing like, okay, are you mad? Why are you mad? Are you upset? Why are you upset? Why won't you talk to me? Like, I need to have somebody who at least understands emotions and is able to communicate with me like, hey, I am upset because of A, B, and C. That to me is really, really big.
What she's talking about right now with the whole like guessing the emotions, like you need to tell me, she would be the type of woman who'd be sitting there like, you know, she puts a plate of food on the table, you eat it, and she's like, oh, how is it? You're like, oh, it's good. She's like, does that mean it's bad? Does that mean it's good? How are you feeling right now? Was it too salty? Oh my God, did I overcook it? It would be like that. That would be her.
I didn't think that I would want until actually kind of recently. So, yeah.
And I think the internet also makes it seem like men should never open
Yeah,
up.
It's a stereotype with men, I think,
Yeah.
that like they need to be like these big masculine, like we don't show emotion, nothing bothers us. And to me, that's more of a turnoff because at the end of the day, we are all human, and I know that you feel emotion. You do. I mean, we all do.
You're not a robot.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're
That's tough. I don't know, guys. That's tough. I know what they're saying. Like, women say this, but there's not a lot of women who will accept a man being really emotional. Like, they might accept anger and more manly emotions, but if you like crying in front of a woman, there's a lot of women who will just be like, I lost all attraction for him like immediately.
not able to communicate that with me, it's not gonna work with us. Yeah.
All right, so much more to consider than just height.
Oh yeah.
For all the guys watching, not all girls care about you being 6 feet, my friends.
I'm sorry they don't. Yeah.
Do you think that being taller makes you automatically feel more dominant? Like it kind of makes you step into that a little bit more?
I think so, and I know a number of tall women as well who are a little more shy and less dominant. But for me, in the way that I was raised, coupled with that,
Here we go. Here we go with me and the way that I was raised.
height, I think it just naturally is the way that I ended up.
Okay, so then when you're with a guy who's taller, it could maybe make you feel a bit more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
She learned how to be a boss bitch. That's how she was raised. All you black men, I will let you say everything in the comments because I don't even need to say anything right now. Oh my god. Okay, well, what did we learn? Women are still obsessed with height, just not all of them. Much thanks to Courtney Ryan for putting this out there. Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next time.